Is it wrong if she's much younger than me? That thought has crossed more men's minds than they'll ever admit. Maybe it's crossed yours. And the second it appears, shame follows close behind. Society points its finger, whispering, "That's wrong. That's creepy. That's not real love." But here's the forbidden truth: your attraction isn't broken. You're not broken. What pulls you toward her is older than culture itself. And before I reveal what's truly hiding behind that attraction, do me a quick favor. Hit subscribe, tap the like button, and drop a simple yes or no in the comments. Have you ever felt pulled into an age gap dynamic? Stay with me, because in the next few minutes, you're going to discover a truth that will either make you breathe easier, or shake your perspective completely. Let me ask you something that might sting a little. When was the last time you caught yourself noticing a younger woman and instantly told yourself, "Stop it. That's wrong. People will judge me. I shouldn't even be thinking this way." Most men don't admit it out loud, but deep down, there's this constant tug-of-war between desire and shame. And here's the truth society doesn't want you to know: there is nothing wrong with the attraction itself. Attraction isn't built on the rules of culture or morality. It isn't something the media, or your friends, or even you can simply legislate away. Attraction is older than civilization. It's baked into your psychology and biology. Think about it. For thousands of years, men have been drawn to youth and vitality. Why? Because on a primal level, youth signals fertility, health, and possibility. A younger woman represents life at its peak, full of energy and unshaped by the wear of time. That glow, that vibrancy. It's not just physical beauty you're seeing. Your mind reads it as renewal, as a chance to step closer to immortality itself. Now, before you nod in agreement and think, "Exactly, that's why I feel this way," let me throw you a curveball. The question isn't just why you're attracted. The question is, what does that attraction reveal about you? See, for many men, especially in their late 40s, 50s, and 60s, the younger woman becomes a mirror. She reflects back a hidden battle, a fear of aging, of fading relevance, of losing the vitality you once carried without effort. When you look at her, sometimes what you're really chasing isn't her, it's the version of yourself you wish you still were. Her laughter, her energy, her spontaneity, it's intoxicating because it reminds you of the man you were decades ago. That's where it gets dangerous. Because if you're not careful, you start trying to buy back your youth through her presence. You start believing her beauty can fill the cracks of your insecurities. And let me be blunt, that's a trap. Because no matter how young or vibrant she is, she can't fight the war you've been avoiding with yourself. She can't erase the years. She can only distract you from them. Now, here's where society comes in to twist the knife. Culture tells you that you're wrong for feeling this way, yet the same culture floods you with images of older men with younger women in films, ads, and celebrity headlines. Hypocrisy at its finest. They mock you for it, but they sell it back to you as a fantasy. So what happens? You feel shame for wanting what you're naturally wired to want, while secretly being encouraged to chase it at the same time. That confusion leaves most men stuck, ashamed of their desires, yet still hungry for them. And here's the harsh truth most men won't say out loud: shame is more dangerous than attraction. Because when shame takes over, you stop asking the real questions. Instead of confronting why you're drawn to her, you bury it, deny it, or chase it recklessly, hoping to silence the inner conflict. But running blind never ends well. So let me flip the script for you. Attraction to youth isn't the problem. The real issue is whether you're conscious of the reason behind it. Are you drawn to her because you genuinely value her spirit, her growth, her potential? Or are you drawn to her because she's a bandage over your fear of getting older? That distinction changes everything. Because here's the Stoic truth: you can't control the forces of attraction, but you can control how you interpret them. You can let them expose your wounds, or you can let them refine your awareness. One path leads to obsession, shame, and regret. The other leads to clarity and strength. So before you judge yourself for looking at her, or before you rush headlong into chasing her, pause and ask, what is this really about? Her or me? And that, my friend, is where the story begins. Because let's be honest, if she asks you to explain TikTok trends, you're going to feel about 100 years old in 3 seconds flat. Younger women are magnetic to older men. Let's not sugarcoat it. Her youth radiates energy, possibility, and a sense of renewal. She looks at you with admiration, sometimes even awe. She sees your confidence, your experience, your stability, and to her, it feels like strength. To you, it feels intoxicating. Why? Because in a world that often tells men they're past their prime, a younger woman flips that narrative on its head. She makes you feel desired again, powerful again. She makes you feel like time has slowed down just for you. And that, right there, is the temptation. But temptation always carries a shadow. The very thing that feels like fuel can quickly become fire. Younger women often admire older men not just for who they are, but for what they represent: security, protection, and a life already built. That admiration feels good, but it's built on dependency. And dependency is poison to masculine strength. Let me explain. When she looks at you as her anchor, it may feel flattering at first. She clings to your wisdom, your resources, your guidance. You become her lighthouse. But what happens when her dependency isn't rooted in love, but in survival? What happens when what she loves isn't you, but the world you can provide for her? This is where many men fall into the trap. They mistake admiration for devotion. They confuse her need with love. And as long as she needs you, you feel safe. But the day she decides she doesn't need you anymore, when she gains her own independence, or finds another anchor, you'll realize she wasn't attached to your soul. She was attached to your stability. And here's the brutal part: the younger she is, the more likely she hasn't discovered herself yet. She's still shaping her identity, still figuring out who she is and what she wants. Which means if you build your relationship on her admiration, you're building on shifting sand. Today she might see you as her hero. Tomorrow, when she grows, she might see you as her cage. Now, don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying younger women can't love deeply. Many can. But the imbalance of age almost guarantees that the foundation of that love will be tested by time. Because she is still becoming, and you are already formed. And that gap, if not addressed with awareness, can slowly erode the bond from within. So here's the hard question: are you drawn to her because of who she truly is, or because of the way she makes you feel about yourself? If it's the latter, you're not in a relationship. You're in a transaction. You give her stability, and she gives you admiration. But the moment that exchange stops, so does the bond. The temptation of a younger woman is undeniable, but so is the trap. And if you step into it blindly, it won't just cost you the relationship, it will cost you your strength. Because here's the truth no one tells you: when a man builds his worth on being needed, he hands over the keys to his freedom. And once you've handed those over, getting them back is nearly impossible. So, the next time a younger woman looks at you with that spark in her eye, don't just ask yourself, "Do I want her?" Ask yourself, "What does she want from me? And am I willing to pay that price?" Now let's swing the pendulum in the opposite direction. Older women. Society doesn't glorify this dynamic the way it does with younger women. In fact, it often ridicules it. Movies don't glamorize the 55-year-old man with a 52-year-old woman. Ads don't sell you on that image. And yet, older women carry something younger women simply can't: wisdom. An older woman has walked through storms. She's tasted loss, betrayal, joy, survival. She knows who she is, what she wants, and what she will never tolerate again. And when you sit across from her, you're not staring at potential. You're staring at reality. There's a different kind of beauty there. A beauty not rooted in possibility, but in truth. Here's what makes this dynamic so powerful. Older women don't need you to define them. They aren't searching for identity through you. They don't cling to you as an anchor. Instead, they challenge you. They see through you. And they demand the one thing younger women rarely ask for: authenticity. That's the unspoken contrast. A younger woman often admires your stability. An older woman tests your depth. She doesn't want to be dazzled by your achievements. She wants to know if you have the emotional backbone to meet her where she already stands. And that, my friend, is no small task. Because while younger women may flatter your ego, older women confront your essence. They notice the cracks. They sense the insecurities. And they don't always soothe them, they expose them. This is where many men shy away. It's easier to feel powerful with someone who looks up to you than to feel challenged by someone who stands beside you. But here's the hidden gift. An older woman can sharpen you in ways a younger woman cannot. She can demand your truth. And if you meet her there, you discover a level of intimacy and partnership that isn't based on need, but on recognition. Of course, society will tell you otherwise. They'll laugh, mock, and whisper when they see an older couple. Yet the same society celebrates when a 50-year-old woman dates a 30-year-old man, calling her empowered. The hypocrisy is glaring. But that double standard holds a clue. It reveals that older women carry a strength that threatens the narrative. Because they don't need permission to validate themselves. So let me ask you, do you want a woman who admires you for what you can give her? Or do you want a woman who respects you for who you truly are? One path fuels your ego, the other path sharpens your soul. Both will cost you. Both will test you. But only one will force you to confront the man staring back at you in the mirror. Here's the takeaway. Older women may not make you feel younger, but they can make you feel real. And sometimes, that's the one thing men fear most, because reality doesn't flatter. It demands. So, before you dismiss the idea of an older woman, ask yourself, is it really her age you fear? Or is it the truth she might expose about you? But before you think one path is safer than the other, understand this. Both come with a cost. And that cost is what most men never calculate until it's too late. Every relationship has 3 people in it. You, her, and time. Most men forget this, until time makes itself known in brutal ways. In age gap relationships, time isn't just in the background, it's sitting right between you, whispering constantly. With a younger woman, time whispers, "You've cheated me. You've bought yourself youth again." At first, that feels like victory. You walk into the room with her on your arm, and the stares confirm it. You look alive, relevant, desirable. But here's the problem. Time never loses. The younger she is, the more it highlights the difference. Her energy against your fatigue. Her new beginnings against your accumulated endings. Eventually, her pace will feel different than yours. She'll want to travel when you want to rest. She'll want to explore when you want to settle. And what once felt like vitality will begin to feel like pressure. Because no matter how much you invest in fitness, money, or self-care, time will always tug at the gap. Now let's flip it. With an older woman, time whispers something else. Her scars are deeper. Her body carries the past. Her clock ticks differently than yours. And suddenly, you feel the weight of mortality in another way. You realize that love with an older woman comes with limits too. Limits of fertility, energy, or the physical demands of life. Either way, time demands payment. It is the silent accountant of every relationship. And the cost isn't just physical. It's psychological. It forces you to confront your own mortality, your own fears, your own resistance to change. That's why men often chase age gap relationships without realizing they're not just dating the woman, they're dating time itself. And time is the most relentless partner of all. So here's the uncomfortable question. Are you with her to embrace time, or to escape it? Because if you're trying to escape, you're already losing. Time will always catch you. But if you face it, if you accept that every relationship comes with a clock, you gain clarity. You stop asking, "How long will this last?" and start asking, "What will this teach me before it ends?" The difference is everything. It's not just you and her. It's not just time. It's the world around you. Age gap relationships come with a chorus of voices: family, friends, coworkers, strangers. And that chorus is rarely kind. When a man is with a younger woman, society calls him creepy, controlling, or insecure. They mock the age difference, whispering that she's only with him for money or status. When a man is with an older woman, society is no kinder. They call him weak, settling, or lacking options. Either way, the judgment is relentless. Now you might think, "I don't care what people think." But let's be honest, that's only partly true. Those whispers dig into your subconscious. That mockery builds pressure. And if you're not grounded in your values, you'll start to question yourself. Society thrives on shaming men for their choices, while at the same time celebrating double standards. An older woman with a younger man? She's praised as empowered. A younger man with an older woman? He's adventurous. But an older man with a younger woman? He's predatory. Why? Because power in a man's hands is always suspect, while power in anyone else's hands is celebrated. Here's the danger: if you let society's voice override your own, you stop living authentically. You start bending, hiding, or justifying your choices instead of owning them. And nothing kills attraction faster than a man who doubts himself. So the question is, whose voice do you value more? The mocking chorus, or your own inner compass? If you can't answer that, society has already won. Here's the harshest truth of all: every age gap relationship is a mirror. A younger woman doesn't just show you her beauty, she reflects your fear of aging. She makes you confront your desire to stay relevant, vibrant, untouchable by time. An older woman doesn't just show you her scars, she reflects your fear of intimacy, of truth, of facing someone who won't be dazzled by your mask. This is why age gap relationships can be both intoxicating and terrifying. Because it's never just about her. It's about what she pulls out of you. And men who refuse to look into that mirror end up trapped, chasing relationships that only distract them from themselves. Think about it. Are you with her because of who she is, or because of what she makes you feel? Are you drawn to her because she complements your soul, or because she covers up a wound you haven't healed? Here's the Stoic perspective: the relationship itself is neutral. It's neither good nor bad. What matters is the meaning you attach to it. If you see it as an escape, it will destroy you. If you see it as a mirror, it will sharpen you. So the final test is this: when you look at her, what do you really see? Her or yourself? Because at the end of the day, it's not about the gap between your ages. It's about the gap between your truth and your denial. Dependency, judgment, time, and hidden motives. These are the shadows lurking in every age gap bond. But here's the empowering truth: none of them can destroy you if you see clearly. If you walk into that relationship with open eyes, grounded in Stoic strength, you won't be trapped by shame or illusion. Because age gap love isn't destiny, it's a mirror. And what you see reflected back. That's your real test as a man. So now I'll leave you with this: if you've been in an age gap relationship, what did it reveal about you? Share your thoughts in the comments. I read every single one. And if this video struck a nerve, there's something else you must see. Because sometimes, it's not age that tests you, it's betrayal. Click on the video appearing now. One question that instantly exposes a cheating woman. That one question could save you years of heartbreak. Remember, men who thrive see the truth. Men who break, ignore it.